It's not what you are capable of. It is what you are willing to do. I know many men who are plenty capable, who have the skills, who have the opportunities, who have everything they need to achieve basically anything they want in life. But they aren't willing to do what it takes. It's like that old saying, the focused fool will outwork the distracted genius. Most of what we get out of life has nothing to do with how smart you are, what you have available. It's, are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to grind? Are you willing to sacrifice the unimportant? Are you willing, to do the work? Capable and willing are vastly fucking different things. Most people just don't have it in them. They want to talk a big game. They want to talk about how they could have been or could have done or should have been, but didn't show up. Didn't do the work. Didn't do the late night stuff. Wasn't willing, to put themselves out there and get uncomfortable. Because comfortability kills more dreams, more visions, more desires than anything else ever will. And the biggest problem is, if you want to keep pushing the levels, which you should, if you want to keep progressing forward, which you should, you have to basically get used to forever being uncomfortable. Because each time you overcome, you reach the next level, to level up again, well, lo and behold, you have to go and get uncomfortable again. Yeah, you just adapted to this level. Yeah, you just got used to this level. Well, guess what, Buttercup? Now you have to get uncomfortable again. Level yourself up again. You have to keep pushing forward. You have to keep progressing forward. That's the whole fucking point of it all. I was talking to my wife about this the other day, and I was like, I fully understood it for the first time about why people don't change. I understood it in why it's so difficult. But you still have to just fucking do it. But I got it because, so I've worked for myself basically my entire life. I had jobs for other people when I was a teenager. I had one briefly when I was about 21. And that brief stint is what actually pushed me into starting my own gym because, the dude was a fucking knob jockey, and I wasn't gonna work for him. Anyway, but I have, as life has progressed, I started my gym when I was 21. You have all the energy in the world and all the time in the world when you're that young. And then by the time I'd kind of reached proper adulthood and we'd progressed into children and those kinds of things, I had someone working for me. And in about a year and a half ago, the guy who was working for me left for another opportunity, which was fair enough. That happens. That's life. And so I stepped back into running the gym full time. Now it's a different game. Now I have 2 kids. One kid who doesn't sleep great. I have a wife. I have responsibilities. And I still have to get all my work done. Not just, the business work, but my walks, my workouts, my growth, my development, all this kind of stuff has to still get done. I have to show up. And I was sitting on the couch having a chat to her after one of the days, and I'm fucking tired at the moment. And that's due to circumstances outside of my control. That's due to a condition I have called EDS, which means I go through periods where I don't sleep, where I have elevated tachycardia, heart rate, and There's no rhyme or reason, it just is. And it makes me fucking tired. And I came home and I'm like, well, I've been up since 5 a.m. I've worked. I've spent time with the kids. I've gone back to work. And now I've come home from working with clients and I've got to go down to my office and do more work. And I was like, it was in this moment was the first time that I fucking understood it. I was like, I get it. I get why most people never break free. I get why most people never follow through. I get it, because in that moment, yeah, I was capable of doing the work, but fuck, I wasn't willing. I didn't want to do it. I was knackered. I hadn't seen my wife in a couple of days properly. Like, obviously I see her, but we hadn't had time to just sit there and be together and talk and hang out and that kind of stuff. But work had to get done. And so I took an hour and I sat there and I enjoyed a beautiful, beautiful fucking hour with my wife. And we just talked and caught up and it was lovely. And then came the moment of, well, shit, it still has to get done. And it's in these moments that you discover what really matters to you. So I went to work. I went downstairs and I sat at my computer and I got the shit done. I wasn't happy about it. I didn't want to fucking be there. I didn't enjoy a second of it. All I could think about was going upstairs and going to bed. Or, worse yet, fucking sedating on the couch. And in those moments, I had to make a choice. And in those moments, I had to make a decision around, well, who I was. And often I get pushback on these ones and people are like, oh, it's just one moment. It's just one little thing. Yeah, it is. But the tree falls the way it leans. Yeah, it is one moment. Yeah, that one moment probably doesn't mean shit in the grand scheme of life. As one beautifully intellectual commented on one of my videos that, you know, we shouldn't take life so seriously, you know. As he put it, this is why men commit suicide, because guys like me make life seem too serious. Or is it that you need to actually add some seriousness to your life and realize that your lack of concentration and deliberate intention and focus around what you're fucking doing is why you hate your life? We talk about it all the time. Your life is a direct reflection of your thoughts, your actions, and your habits. So if you don't fucking like it, change those things. And it's really simple. It's not fucking easy. And I've decided that this is just how life is. Anything of value is genuinely, really, really simple to achieve. But not fucking easy to do so. It's really simple, but not easy. And this is one of them. It's really simple. You just have to change what you do, how you think about it, and then the subsequent habits that will build out from there. It's a really simple process. Hell, I could change the majority of it with my Chasing Greatness, with my 5 core principles. We could fucking get a lot of your life on track with those 5 things. We could begin the process in just 6 weeks. Simple as fuck. Not easy. Not easy. But it's also why the results are so fucking astounding. Like 20 kilos in 6 weeks. Like pain-free for the first time. Like dropping your heart rate down 20 beats per minute. All these kinds of things. It changes who you are. It changes your life. It transforms every aspect of your life. It's very, very fucking simple, but it's not easy. You have to commit to it. As I said, many are capable. Very few are willing. Very few are willing to do what is required. The question just becomes, are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to get in and make it a fucking reality. Because it's worth it. Holy shit, is it worth it. But you have to be willing to do what is required. You have to be willing to make hard decisions. Because there will be hard decisions. Resistance and the call to comfort is so strong. So astronomically strong. And it will keep calling and keep calling and keep calling. It'll keep whispering in your ear sweet fucking nothings of the things that you could do, that you could have, that you could enjoy. It could present all of these things and more. And it's going to, because resistance knows you. It knows your deepest, darkest secrets. It knows what tickles your fancy. It knows what habits to rub so that you activate them, what triggers you into those sedation modes. And so it'll play on them. And you have to stand strong. It's one of the hardest things that you'll ever do. Because, and I keep coming back to it, and I stand by it as a truth, that you are fucking addicted. These sedation things, these things that you use to escape from your world, to use as escapism, you are addicted. It's an addiction. And like all addictions, you must break it. And you must break it one day at a time, one moment at a time, one choice at a time, over and over and over again. And sometimes the hardest part of that is it's like Japanese bamboo that needs to be properly cared for and looked after for 5 years, and then will grow 20 feet in 5 days. That's what this is like, that you have to keep showing up and you have to just keep doing the work and keep giving it your all until the time comes and all of a sudden you'll go, holy shit, look at what has transpired now. Look at what has happened. All my consistency, all my dedication has now paid off because I did that work, because I did that and followed through. It wasn't just what I was capable of, it was what I was willing to do, what I was willing to sacrifice, what I was willing to pay. I was willing to give up easy and cheap dopamine and things that don't fucking serve me, things that provide no actual value or tangible value into my life for those things that truly, truly matter. And it takes a paradigm shift. It does. And it's why we have to start at the beginning. It's why we start with the fitness, because it takes a fucking paradigm shift for you to realize how much of your life you are wasting, how much time you are pissing up the wall, how much time is it that you are using on things that are going to provide nothing in your life. You aren't going to look back on your life and be like, man, those memes were totally fucking worth it, or those reels made my life. Watching that TV show was the highlight. No, it's going to be family and friends and connections and chasing things that challenged you and pushed you and propelled you into doing more. Those are the things that you're going to look back on and be like, I'm so fucking grateful I did that. I'm so fucking grateful that I gave up easy and mediocrity for this, to chase greatness. And as always, your greatness will be fucking different to mine. Your greatness will be astronomically different to mine. But it doesn't mean it's any less valuable. It doesn't mean that it's any less important. But you have to start sacrificing these things to start chasing your greatness. You can't continue on doing what you're doing and get there. It's the definition of insanity, repeating the same things over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Same as you can't expect to do a short sprint for 6 weeks and then be like, oh, look, my whole life changed. I can go back to doing what I was doing before. Oh, shit, lo and behold, somehow I've ended up back where I was. Shocking, that. You have to accept that you're going to need to shift your paradigm. You're going to have to accept that you are going to not fit in with society. And this is the one I keep having arguments with about, especially around my children. You don't want to fit in with society. Look at society. Look at what normal is. It is sad and it is pathetic. And we shouldn't be like, well, I'm not going to push myself and I'm not going to strive for something greater because I don't want to not fit in with these fucking lemmings. It's just obscene. 2 out of 3 people in Australia are classified as overweight or obese or worse. The health conditions of your average person are insane. If you work out 3 times a week, you enter the top 5% of the population. And workout is a strong fucking term on that. The bar has never been lower. The bar is on the fucking floor. The only question is, are you willing to step up? Are you willing to not just look at what you are capable of, but take the chance and do the work? Show that you are willing. That you are willing to put in the effort, the time, the commitment, and the follow-through. This is what will separate you. This is how you start chasing your greatness. So if you're ready to be that man, shoot me a message. Let's get you into chasing greatness daily. Let's start the process now and see who you can become on the other side. Now, as always, if you're not quite there, click the link in my bio, grab my top 10 tools to transform your mental toughness. And lastly, as always, if this spoke to you, if you enjoyed it, if you know someone who needs to hear this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. But most importantly, hit that subscribe button, because like everything in Chasing Greatness Daily, I am here every single day, leading from the front, leading by example to show you how this is done. And I don't want you to miss a single one, because I will be back again tomorrow. And I want to see you then. Until then.